Porter and Ipiani Locker with the I Love San Bernardino County radio show on KCAA NBC 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, where we will talk politics, culture, and history. It seems like I might have a little more energy than you do, and you have a Viva La Boba, but it is not gone yet.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We've had some great conversations, and I'm alive, and I'm filled with energy myself, brother.
Oh,
Blessed to be here.
Definitely. And after one of those, you might be up till at least 11:30.
Definitely. It's almost like crack.
Yeah, but it tastes so yummy. But anyway,
Crack.
so how was your weekend, Yanni? You've been staying cool, staying out of the heat?
I wish. Well, this weekend was pretty tame in comparison to last week. That was a heavy lift last week. But yeah, just trying to work on getting some of these contracts and paperworks out the way so I could pursue some of these photography opportunities that I have. And then I'm also helping to orchestrate the International Day of Peace with IC4 Inland Communities for Reconciliation and Human Migration Institute, as well as the Riverside Interfaith Council. So I'm organizing that, trying to get resources there to table. I'll be emceeing and doing the photography like last year. So it's like, hey, this is such and such. Then run out in front with the camera and shoot pictures of it, then run back to the mic, So I'm just getting that out the way. But just blessed, man, to be alive and just trying to continue to focus on my health.
And so you do by doing the things you love.
That's true.
How's your mama?
All is well. We, my bad and apologies to my mom. I woke up kind of late.
I got my
your bracelet.
on right now. Lucky bracelet.
It's been so hot as of lately that me and my mom normally walk in the morning. That I woke up kind of late today, so we weren't able to walk. So I told mom that we'll definitely get out around 7:30.
Your mom's so nice.
I wouldn't be here without her. So love you, mama. Thank you.
There's no way. My mom would just wake me up.
Okay.
That's it.
There you go. Get your butt out of bed. It's time to exercise. She could do that too. I wouldn't be offended. Please don't do that, Mom.
And that wonderful thing and everything wonderful with this show is brought to you by Pal Charter Academy, located at 2450 Blake Street. Give them a call at 909-887-7002 or email them at info@palcenter.org. And they're over there in Muscoy, and they have a great foundation for your kids. And say your kid's having maybe a difficult time in the traditional school system, or you just want to give them a special head start. Mm-hmm. PAL is a great place to do that. They focus on the kids. They have spots for kids that even if they just need to relax because they've been overstimulated, right? And
yes.
There's kids like that they have little recliners for them and everything. They have culinary,
automotive,
sports. Sports is very important for young students to learn teamwork.
Yes.
Right? You teach a kid teamwork, they might get rich. What? My dad had a partner. They made a lot of money because of it. Teamwork makes the dream work sometimes.
That's what they say.
For sure.
So think about it, team. They have a great school over there at Pal Charter Academy, and they have an event coming up, Yanni, IE Live Market, right?
Yes, it's showing IE Live October 17th with over 2,500 people. About 25,000, they wish.
Maybe after this.
Hopefully so. But 2,500 people attending right now. If you go to Pal Charter Academy on Facebook, you'll see this flyer where they have a call for vendors, and it says it's filling up fast. So reserve your space today for the IE Live Market Night.
Yeah, and if it was 25,000, imagine that little street too.
Oh my God, the parking. You got to park by Cal State San Bernardino and walk.
But there is plenty of parking for just a normal amount of people, and
go.
we have a great time. And often they have like lots of different vendors there. And if you're interested in vending, get a hold of that same number there and give them a call, and they have vending spots available.
Awesome.
All right. I'd also like to mention our I Love San Bernardino standout of the week is Marcy Gutierrez. And she is just basically an all-around nice person.
Definitely. She's always compiling resources, and that's what I really appreciate about her, because I remember 10 plus years ago kind of being one, not many people were doing that.
Nobody did that.
Yeah, I was doing it, and now I see that she is super faithful. Like I told her before, she's pretty much put me out of business, right? So,
but I do, but I always tell them, don't do it, because the page moves so fast that we need everybody posting their stuff like that. But she goes above and beyond, and she has her own groups. Man, the name slips me, but like she has her own groups that specifically help people and put this stuff in those as well. So I try to share those out. If you see her stuff out there, please just reshare it right back to I Love San Bernardino.
You know what? I've never, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever met her physically. I would love to have her come on the show if she's interested in coming on, just because she, to me, is one of the stars of San Bernardino and helps uplift our community.
I've noticed it, like she's very secretive, but like if she wants to come on here, she's welcome to.
Or call in.
Maybe not secretive, more maybe seems shy. Possibly?
Reserved. We'll say she's very reserved.
But she's more than welcome to come on here. And that is brought. Thank you very much, Mark, for everything you do, by the way. And kicking butt on I Love San Bernardino by Robert Porter, plus all our other groups, and going to all these events, videoing them, supporting the art, supporting Family Street Food, supporting Angel Baby, just supporting KCAA. Thank you so much for all you do. We do appreciate you.
Salute.
Yes. I'd like to say that was brought to you by Chubsy Smash Burger.
Smash. Have you smashed? But did you smash? The
hashtag,
did you? But did you smash? It's a hashtag.
2344 Sterling Avenue, right next to the Crazy Boss over there, or the Waba Grill, or Melba's, right there in the middle of all that. Fast Five Barbers is right there. They got a nail shop, and they got a new sports card trading or something going on there, right?
That's
or maybe it's Pokemon. I don't know. But I love that stuff. Those often don't last very long in San Bernardino, and whenever a new one pops up, I just hope they'll be the new stamping coin.
I hope so. Let's wish them the best, and let's hope for the best.
Totally. But definitely go over in that area and spend your money.
Yes, indeed.
Go in there, and you have a family. They have a family deal. Go in there and get 4 burgers and 4 fries and some drinks or whatever, and take care of your family. I think it's like, is it 30 something?
Oh man, I don't want to lead nobody astray, but it's
bucks.
It's a great value.
Yeah, it's under $40, man, and you can't even get out of it anywhere. That's 2 meals. That's 2 meals usually.
Oh, depending on where you go, it might be one.
It's nowadays, man. Like you can't. Like sometimes they're like, oh, this is $75. I'm like, what? It's got a burger and a fry. 75. Look, man, let me check that. Like,
I hear you.
Soda's $10. How is a soda $10?
That better be some
Wagyu.
Wagyu.
Man, like, give me some water. What? The cup of water is $5?
I hear you.
Well, just put it in my hand, man. I'll look it out like my doll.
How much for 1 rib?
Man, the prices have really gone up lately.
They really have, man.
So that's another reason why we have to head over to Chubsy's and buy some burgers and support local.
Totally.
All right, Yanni. Well, you have an incredible show lined up for us today.
Definitely. But before we dive into the show, Eric, if you could let our listeners know how they could go about listening to the show, and then talk about that awesome show that happens on Tuesdays, I think from 7 to 9.
Oh, thanks, man. You can always tune into any KCAA show if you download the KCAA app on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. Just go ahead and type in KCAA, and then you can tune in from anywhere from Paris, France, or Paris, California. Oh, oui. And don't forget to check out on Mondays, before your guys' show, is Family Street Food from 6 to 7 every Monday. Or on Tuesdays, 7 to 9, Palm Trees in Progress presents. Let's go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. And just, we're going to take, it's funny because Eric is the one that named it, said he was going to take a work field trip. But me, myself, Eric, Jason Lola of Conjure Your Luck, and Robert Porter, we're going to be taking
Is Antonio Miles going?
You know what? He said he has a meeting that he could not attend. Because he came out to Black August, so I was a little disappointed too. But who knows? Still got a little bit of time. Things could change.
Where does he live? We'll kidnap him. We'll throw him in the train. And
allegedly. You hear that, Miles? I think you're going. You're going to have to do the meeting via Zoom on the train, bro. But yeah, we're going to go out to San Juan.
You could?
Yeah, he could if he wanted to, But, we respect people's choices, you know what I mean?
If we just show up at your door and just throw you over our shoulder and take You know,
I hear you.
geniuses have to have fun too.
There you go. Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, so we're going to be going to San Juan Capistrano via the train. So you might see us in an episode of Conjure Your Luck. You know,
Let's
it'll
go. Choo choo.
Definitely.
I love the history out there, and it'll be good to get away from the house. Lately I've just been protecting the trees, so like
And working on the roof.
like the house. We're trying to focus on that, but also taking a book break
Awesome.
for exactly till September 1st.
Okay.
So even though I allowed myself to dabble a little bit in the mega art here, but writing and all that stuff, I'm letting the ideas come in there and
Let
then
them brew, let
refine.
them brew, yeah.
It's weird. It's working on helping me focus a little bit.
That's
you know?
good.
So I did need some time to just get away from it for a little bit.
It's always good to step back and refocus. You know, that's always a good thing.
And you, what's new on your plate?
Man, just trying to get these last few events done that I'm slated to help organize, and then I'm gonna try my best to fall back and just focus on me and do the things that bring me joy and happiness. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you're getting out of the house and just going with us to have fun, man.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been on like a bro trip like this in like forever. so I'm looking forward to it. But with that being said, we do have some amazing guests today, and we'll let them each briefly introduce themselves, starting with Brother Mario on my right.
My name is Mario, and I'm the founder and creator of Creative Sundays. Creative Sundays is an event that we host about every 4 months, approximately. Main purpose of the event is to help communities in our Inland Empire with resources. What we do is we build a connection between the creatives in the area. That can be models, cosplayers, photographers, social influencers, lowrider car clubs, and also import car clubs. We come together, we create a space for them to create content, and at the same time, they're able to give back to the community. So my team consists of...
We'll dive into that.
All right.
It's just a little teaser. Great job.
Are you nervous?
No.
You shouldn't be nervous
Nah.
because this is like just sitting on a chilling, relaxing. Yeah, but
Chillaxing.
like that is a wonderful.
I think
like
it's the Red Bull.
Yeah, no, we're
I
gonna
downed that one.
we're-
I slammed it.
we're gonna dive into this because that's perfect for our show.
Definitely,
Awesome
definitely.
stuff. And Mr. Long,
Yes.
Totally different.
Okay.
Coming from a different angle.
Yes.
Entirely. My name, William Long, a longtime advocate of social services here in San Bernardino. And I have retired after 20 years of working primarily in the field of domestic violence. And I have been here and came across, I thought my time was over, but it is not at all. I came across I Love San Bernardino, and bingo, called out. Your time isn't up, Mr. Long. We need for you to get out here and let the people know. Thank you.
Definitely. And we're going to start with you today, Mr. Long, because I know one of the things when I first met you many, many moons ago, you were sharing the statistics about domestic violence, and the one that really stood out to me, because I am a man, is that I believe 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 men endure domestic violence, and it's something that's not really talked about in our society. We more so focus on the women and the children, but we often don't talk about the men that have endured domestic violence as well. So just turn it over to you to, educate us and share, share the statistics and what's happening and some of the resources that people can utilize.
It exists, that's for sure. And we're out here all together. It's first of all, let me say that it is a uncomfortable statement. It is an uncomfortable feeling for so many people in the society. It's not a pleasant. We seem to want to sweep it under the rug. It's a skeleton in the closet that we have to deal with. But it's come out, and the situation with the men, of course, it's our approach, it's the way we are brought up to feel that I'm a man and I should not be able to do these things and have this brought upon me. So therefore, I can't come out and let the others know that I am a victim of this as well. So it does happen. It is less the number. 1 out of every 9 men are
Okay.
victims of the domestic violence.
And for women, the
1 out of 4.
oh man,
And so this
definitely a significant difference.
Indeed. So this is something that society we have to face. Although, as I said, a skeleton in the closet.
I would also say that the way that male domestic violence is treated is similar to the way we treat female domestic violence as well.
That's right. And to reach out, because like I said, my duty isn't over.
Nope.
Ipiani and Robert have found that, Mr. Long, we're gonna call upon you, and therefore, even if I reach one person,
Amen.
one person today, that means it has been a success. So that domestic violence hotline number, because this will reach audiences throughout the country, the domestic violence hotline number, 1-800-799-7233. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. SAFE as in the base runner, safe.
And like, what would be a situation where you would say that someone should use that number?
If ever you feel a victim, that there are different angles of domestic violence, be it physical, sexual, psychological, financial. This is abusive, that you can speak out, and this is a call that you don't have to refer to who you are, and it will be a cause that will be a help in your life, I guarantee. And there are locations that they will direct you to. Let me also let you know that for the 20 years, I've been a prevention specialist. I'm here just to share with you and get the word out. I'm the messenger, so don't shoot. Don't shoot the messenger. But I'm here to let you know where you can go for this help. Men, women, it doesn't matter. It crosses all sectors of our society. Male, female,
Then
gay, whoever. They're all a part of this. Social services will help, and that's what my plea is to you.
Definitely, definitely. You know, it's so needed to talk about these issues because so many people have grown up in the midst of domestic violence. But go ahead, Robert.
So you've been married as long as I've been alive. What have you done to make sure that you've never done any of the things that you've studied to your own wife?
Well, let me take you back even further, and that is the fact that I didn't realize that life went as such because of my own upbringing. It's quite different. There are many families in which there is a one single parent family, but they're usually the mother. But in this case, it was my father who raised me,
Okay.
along with my 2 sisters. One, 10 years older, out the door into college, and the little one, 5 years younger, who my father, hardworking, out the door, working hard, left a lot of the raising on growing and care with my sister there with me and my sister to do.
This is like an everyday story nowadays.
And that's what's
Except
happened.
it's usually the mom. It's usually the mama, but still.
And because of that, I have these very homegrown atmosphere that I'm comfortable in working with. People, women, social services, foster care.
Is that
And
because
that's what-
you're like in the middle there?
well, not only the middle, but with the absent mother, that meant quite a great deal in my life, in my growth.
I can't even imagine it. But you're.
And Same thing you said.
Can we
So-
dedicate this show to your parents?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. They would be greatly appreciated.
Amen.
And so
Amen.
that's why you see what has turned out the way I have and presented. And so it's my pleasure to be this way despite what others may feel or think. I have to be an example, as my father was such an example.
Definitely.
Great
definitely.
answer. Thank you.
Awesome. You know, one, because you mentioned how domestic violence can present itself. It can present itself physically, verbally, financially, mentally. You know, manipulation. What are some telltale signs that someone that might be being manipulated or in experiencing domestic violence, but maybe not in a physical sense, but through the financial lens or through the other verbally or mentally? And they might not know that. What are some signs should they be looking for, or feelings that if this feeling arises in them, that hey, this you might actually be enduring domestic violence, and you might want to leave this scenario because it's heading down a darker path or a darker road. You know.
Certainly, certainly. There are those telltale signs that we just have to be aware of and working with other people. Therefore, you could come to understand and find out those red signs, those signals in which you should be able to have a control over your life, not have somebody controlling your life. So in so many ways that we have to be able to pick this up and endure.
Definitely.
I have one question. So what about the abuser? Like, what if they realize that they need help?
For sure. And let me say again that not here to point the finger at anybody. This is what it is a learned behavior. And when that person comes to recognize that I have a problem, but by all means, we want to have this solved. So coming and talking to somebody and hashing this out with a certified therapist, this will be solved. You have to be forward and be positive about this. It's all about positivity.
Have you seen people heal from being an abuser?
Oh, for sure, certainly. I was busy for those 10 years in domestic violence, going to organizations.
Option House was one who you were working for at the time.
At the time, Option House. There's also Family Assistance Program. And going to the community colleges and other locations, churches, and speaking to people and having my own vendor table and representing, people would always want to pick up the information and go with it and run with it, and it happens. I have seen it solved because we have clinics in which people do come, and this has been a wonderful.
Because it's so important. I just want to, if that abuser just goes and abuses the next person, like it's like a vicious cycle, right?
For
like,
sure,
yeah.
it's like I said, a
So-
learned
so
behavior.
We have to focus on both problems. They're both bad, right?
A
Yeah.
learned behavior that you won't solve unless you get that help.
Definitely. As we get ready to close out your segment, I just want to give an opportunity and recognize, I hear your Toastmasters. You haven't said a single throughout your whole speaking, and I know you're connected with one of the clubs. If you want to shout out your Toastmaster chapter.
And he pauses.
You take me off guard. I didn't realize you recognize that. It's not planned at all, but yes, there are so many. We're here about it right now, public speaking. And people are very nervous coming before the camera. Stepping up to the lectern is not an easy thing to do. In fact, you see people, speakers, politicians. They're not. They're not. They don't have a grasp on it at all.
Yes.
And so, yes, Toastmasters, a way of learning how to present yourself to the public, public speaking, and we will be very easy on you. We'll be gentle on you and show you the way.
It's a
and
safe
as
space.
as you have done so well here. So by all means, you want to get in touch with me, my personal phone. Yes, I belong to two organizations of the Toastmasters clubs, Town and Country here in San Bernardino,
Okay.
and Vernon Bragg Jr. in Rialto.
Okay.
And with both, I'm an officer, and with that in mind, if you're interested, you could call my personal phone. That's 951-522-5594. That's 552-5594. William Long. The phone will be ringing, so leave a message.
Definitely. Thank you, sir, for your years of advocacy and helping people find the resources that they need to better their life, to transform their life. So just want to acknowledge the work that you've done throughout our community to make it a better community. And thank you for that. And I'm going to hit you guys up because I used to do Toastmasters at
And
Cal State.
congratulations to your wife for a great race. A great
Yes,
race.
a clean race.
Yeah, that's awesomeness. Like
Next time will be
anyone
the
who
third time's
runs,
the charm.
man, that's incredible. That's more than I've done.
Definitely. With that being said, we're going to transition over to Brother Mario. How you doing today, bro?
Doing pretty good, just staying up to date on the events. Got one planned at the next Sunday.
Definitely,
So it's been,
definitely.
one of those weeks where it's just
I
hectic.
believe
Everyone's
it.
reaching out to you. Last
Yeah.
minute, I want to join.
Definitely.
So my
And
mind has just been...
on top of that, you started a new job today as well. So.
I did. I started a new job, so I'm grateful for
Congratulations.
that. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful for that. To be able to work from home is a blessing. Because I'm able to still take my children to school and then come home, relax for like 30 minutes, and then I jump on the computer and work with my patients.
Amen.
Yeah.
What we're here to really focus on is Creative Sundays and that whole process. How did you and your wife come up with this idea? Because I know I had the honor of participating a month or so ago, and it was a wonderful experience. And just seeing the photographers and models, everybody coming out and learning their craft and their skills, you know what I mean? And collective learning, educating one another, giving each other pro tips and learn. It was just a beautiful experience, and I loved it. And that's what I told you. It's like, I love this. And bro, like, let me know to have you on. And we're here, so please share with our audience the impetus for Creative Sundays.
So Creative Sundays, as I said earlier, we create a space for content creators to come out. A part of that was the workshop that you attended. Photographers, models, they come and work and create content together. My wife, she's our community lead. So
Shout
she's
out
in
to
charge.
Paula.
Yep. She's our community lead. So in regards to the workshops are handled by me. I kind of plan everything, but when we do Creative Sundays, which is our big event, she reaches out to nonprofit organizations. They'll talk to us about what needs they're looking for. For example, if it could be toys for Christmas, if it can be canned food and essentials for the homeless, or just
School
helping
supplies
School
for the-
supplies, which is our next event.
Yes.
School supplies. So she'll reach out to the nonprofits. We'll talk to them about what our vision stands for and what we do and what we try to connect everyone with. And then from there, it just kind of takes his own role from there. I start reaching out to collaborators like Loretta Clubs, models, photographers. A lot of them, they continue to come back.
Yeah, I plan on being there.
At the end of the day, it's like we create that space, but they also want to create change in our community.
Yes.
So they're a part of the drive too. A part of them participating is they'll bring to the drive and support the drive. At the end of the day, the main purpose is to bring back those resources back into our communities. We go into communities a lot of times and we take from it. But my whole idea with my wife was to also not take, but also give back at the
Add
same
value,
time.
to add value.
At the same time.
Because I know that your next one that's happening this Sunday in the Casa Blanca area in Riverside is focus on building up school supplies.
Correct.
For our young scholars that are returning back to school.
Correct.
Could you share a little more about that specific event and how people would, if they want to participate or donate to that event?
So there's two ways of donating. They can either donate through our wish list, which is on our Instagram page, Creative Sundays with an 8, you know how it goes. Or they can come to the event. There'll be a donation area where they can drop off the donations. The event is going to be taking place on August 30th, 3 to 7 p.m. Casablanca, which is like a really rough neighborhood.
I think
in Riverside.
we should be specific with it. Creative. How is
Yeah,
it?
spell it out,
Spell
spell it out for us.
Creative Sundays, so
Yeah.
it'll be CRE, the number 8, TIVE dot Sundays.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. It's
No.
very,
If you want to be specific.
yeah, yes, totally. But that's very creative.
Creative, right?
Yeah.
Like when I came up with the hashtag, I was like, oh, Creative Sundays. Let me think about a way I can create this hashtag so people will remember it. And everyone says, oh, I remember it because there's an 8 in the middle.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like, and it's creative.
Did-
It pretty
know-
much stands for what it,
No, totally. And one thing that we might want to add one day is actually having ice cream sundaes at Creative Sunday, especially this Sunday because it's gonna be so hot. I might have to buy some
creative
ice
ice cream.
It's Creative Sundays in both forms. But no, I love the whole concept. I love bringing together the communal learning, the coming together to address the needs of our community. But talking with you in the green room and speaking with you at the event, we're over at the Harupa Discovery Center. Shout
Correct.
out to the Harupa Discovery
Yeah.
Center. Amazing place if you're looking for affordable things to show your kids to learn about some of the dinosaurs that were in the area and different minerals and rocks and things of that. You'll love it, bro. You would love it.
Actually, I volunteered there
I'm not surprised.
back in the day.
I'm not surprised. But Mario, you also, if you feel comfortable, you have a powerful testimony, and
I do.
you've shared that with me, and you've also shared a little with us in the green room. If you feel comfortable, if you could share a little about that,
course.
because I think it will touch and move so many people.
And please mention the spiritual aspect as well.
Awesome. So, you asked me how it came about Creative Sundays. Prior to hosting events under Creative Sundays, I was hosting events a few years back. And we were doing events in studios, we were doing events, local areas, but it was more about just creating content. A part of that was kind of like I was hosting, and trust me, there was money coming in, but I wasn't happy. There was like a lot of emptiness in me. Like everybody wanted to be my friend for the simple fact that I was hosting the events, From there, in 2021, I believe in 2021 is when I got sick. It started off with like just a slight pain in my stomach. And it started to slowly progress throughout the days. Like there was times where I would pass out from the pain. My joints were getting swollen. I was losing weight. My mom was like, when I visit my parents, my mom's like, "Are you sick?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. I started to lose a lot of nutrients in my stomach. And I was going through a really rough season. And I would always ask God, why am I going through this, right? And just continue to see doctors. Doctors were just telling me, you have this, you have that, you have this. One even told me, like, you might have cancer in your stomach, and that's why you're bleeding from your rectum. And it was a hard season, like all of these friends that were my friends, all gone. They were all gone. The only really people that were there was my parents, my wife and my kids,
Familiar.
and God.
Amen.
That's it. And God. I was explaining to you it before we came on here. My experience with God was a little different. I went into the shower. I don't remember. I don't forget this. I went into the shower, and I was just letting the water just run on me. And I was talking to God. I was like, man, I can't figure out what's wrong with me. I don't understand what's happening with me. Why am I going through this? And right there on the spot, I remember getting down on my knees and I just tell God, I said, I surrender my life to you. Obviously things, it wasn't a miracle. I got up and started, no, like I was still sick. I was still going through the pain. Ended up seeing a specialist, and specialist told me, well, I have two news for you. I have bad news and good news. He said, the good news is you don't have cancer in your stomach.
Amen.
The bad news is you have about 4 ulcers and you have a bacteria that's eating the inside of your lining of your stomach. You know, so I remember before I went into the...
So those can be cured with antibiotics, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Before I went into the doctor's office, I remember sitting like in the waiting room, and there was like a window. It was in Riverside. You can look out to the street. And I remember just telling God, well, I said, if I do end up having a really bad diagnosis, I said, it's all for you. You know, like I'm gonna push through regardless. We're gonna do this together. Like I'm not gonna give up.
Amen.
You know, because I got my kids, I got my wife, my children, and I'm not gonna give up. That was kind of like a way of surrendering my will to Him. Like whatever happens, it's gonna be all for you. You know, I'm not gonna give up. When I got the diagnosis, they gave me antibiotics. I started taking them, and you know, I still felt bad for months. Like it was like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. So it's like you still couldn't just eat anything you want to do. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I was still like losing weight. I was still, you know, and during that time, I had my camera on Easter Sunday. I broke it. I dropped it. You know, my lens, my camera body, just completely shattered. I wasn't working. I lost my job. And I just said, oh, I don't need this anymore. I threw it away. Like, it was probably repairable, but I just didn't have the finances for it at the moment. Towards the end of, like...
It's not worth it. Those things cost so much to fix anyways, dude. You did the right thing.
Towards the end of, like, 2023...
Yes.
You know, I'm starting to feel a little better. I got a call from a job that I had applied, like, maybe 2 years ago. You know, and they called me and they're like, you know, let's interview you, do this, do that. You know, and I felt like that was God's way of telling me I got your back.
Amen.
Because it wasn't just like a regular job. I was able to sit home. You know, I wasn't able to kind of move around a lot because I was going through a lot of pain.
Yeah, your mobility.
So I was just sitting from home, you know, working there. And I don't know if it was God or what was. I just sat there. And I said, God, I really want to come back to the creative community. I said, but this time around, I want to do something that's gonna be led by you.
Amen.
You know, and I started to play around with the logo, the Creative Sunday side, the creative this, creative that, creative this. And I said, Creative Sundays is what I'm gonna call it. Made the logo. Ended up creating a flyer, and I did an introductory event. A lot of people knew me from like back then. Mm-hmm. So when I dropped the flyer, it was kind of like, I don't know if people are gonna show up or not, you know. But I know that I got some lowriders coming, so at least we'll have something here, you know.
To shoot, yeah.
And,
Like Yanni says, you set sail with the ship you got.
Amen. Word up.
And created the event, and to my surprise, like it got packed. Wow. It got packed. Like the whole street. It was down here in Redlands. The whole street was just full of cars, full of not cosplayers. We were doing Day of the Dead theme, so we had the girls in the Catrinas, and it was just all full, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like God is really pushing through.
Amen.
You know. So now that I introduced myself, I told my wife, now we go into phase 2. I said, our next event, we got to do something back for the community. This is only an introduction. And during that, towards the end of that event, which is April 2025, there was a ranch out in Apple Valley called Rancho El Milagro, which is the miracle. Rancho the miracle.
Yeah.
The owner calls me and he's like, hey, you know, like, I really want you to bring what you did in Redlands. I want you to bring it up here. So I started talking to him and I was like, well, you know, give me a bit of information about what you guys do here. And he mentioned to me that they had a program. It was a nonprofit program where they invite local schools. They have like a ranch full of animals, like horses, pigs, llamas. They have a camel now.
Okay.
So he said, you know, we want to raise funds for that. So we planned it out, and I believe like at the end of the event, the final count was about 1,500 people showed up, and they were able to meet that need. So they
Awesome.
collected all those funds, and the very next thing they did was they did this whole school trip, and they brought the kids in, and they posted it on their Instagram. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, like God is really pushing through.
Amen.
Like these doors are just opening. From there comes the old car club that I had done an introductory event in Redlands. They said, hey, we want to do a toy drive.
All right.
And I said, all right. I said, let's do it. I said, I'm down for that. I said, if we can collect toys for the community, why not? For the kids, especially in like the low income housing and stuff like that. So we started planning that out. And we ended up partnering with the Spark of Love Foundation.
Okay.
We brought in the fire department. And this is the first time I met my cosplay coordinator, which is Christopher Love.
Yeah, shout out to team. I forgot.
Yeah, so our team consists, like I said, it's me, my wife is the community lead. I have Christopher Love, who's my cosplay coordinator. He has over 200 characters that he does in cosplay. So every time I see him, he's like a different character, and he really gets into character. And then I have Ingrid Reyes, which is my model coordinator. She's been published a few
What does he
times.
dress you as?
Oh, I don't dress right now, or I'm running the show.
The ringmaster. He dressed as the ringmaster.
Ingrid Reyes is a model coordinator. She's been published a few times on pinup magazines.
Yeah,
and
she definitely has that
we ended up bringing them along, and then just recently we added John, who is our lead photographer. So his
Shout
role,
out to Brother John.
You know John,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
He's the one that invited me to you.
So John is in charge of documenting the whole event when it comes to, because I can't do it all sometimes. I can't be shooting and hosting and shooting. So
know
I
about
reached out
that.
to John, and he's like, man, I'm honored to do this. Let's do it. Like if it's about the community, let's do it.
And sorry to cut you off, but Brother John's photography, his sports photography, is just, each time I see his images, they're sharper, cleaner, catching more emotion, eliciting. It's amazing. Brother is on this kind of trajectory. You know what I mean?
I met him through Facebook.
I believe you.
I posted a flyer, and he messaged me on the side, and he said, I really want to come out to your event. And I said, yeah, come through. He's like, well, I don't really have a lot of photography equipment, but I want to come out. And I told him, come out. I met with him. He went to our event that we had in April this year in Redlands. And from there, he shot a few images of the cars and everything, and it just started going like this for him. Like, he just started.
I'm watching it. I'm witness.
Yep. So that's how I ended up meeting John. But with every event, we learn things. Like we're a lot more organized than when we first started. This event coming up is we're partnering with Casablanca, which is home of neighborly service. Casablanca itself is known to be a really bad neighborhood in Riverside. We're gang
Like
affiliated.
the East Side, right?
Yeah,
East
yeah.
Side.
But they're a nonprofit that is in the Casablanca area. The guy's name is Jerry, the guy who I connected with. He had told me, he's like, we really want to do an event here, but we want to be able to help local students and teachers. Because we're giving out backpacks in the beginning of August, towards the end of August, then maybe you can help us do this. And, now the event itself is just next Sunday, and there's so many people coming, ended up acquiring sales vendors, and we also ended up acquiring informational vendors. But
Awesome.
the way that we acquired them wasn't like, we're going to charge you this much. We just basically told them, if you donate $50 worth of school supplies to the drive, you have a spot.
There you go.
And it's kind of those things where they're also going to be able to help and give back.
Definitely. I love that model that you guys are utilizing, because to me it feels like community collective economics, right? Tapping into the resources that each individual may have and compiling them together as a community to address the needs for the community. And it's so vitally important to ensure that our future scholars have the tools that they need, as well as the teachers have the tools that they need. Because
Correct.
I can recall when I used to sub in the San Bernardino Unified School District, as well as the Rialto Unified School District, and when I was a long-term sub at an elementary school, I will not mention the name, I had a combination class, but I was spending like $20 to $25 each day, I was only making $125 a day, and I'm spending like a quarter of what I'm making to make sure that we had the supplies that we need. If that's via snacks, if that's pencils, if that paper. I was doing that on a daily basis, you know. So I understand that need. You know, I know we're getting down to about 7 minutes left, and I want to give you an opportunity to speak to those that may be enduring something, right? Going through a health struggle, or as we talked about, maybe that ego could be preventing them from surrendering to whatever faith tradition that they value. If you could speak towards those individuals and whatever's on your heart, brother.
I would tell them that, first of all, don't give up.
Amen.
Understand that in your life there's always a purpose. A lot of the times we don't understand our purpose because we're so caught up on, you know, things that are just happening regularly in our lives. But I would highly recommend, you know, when you have some time alone, just really connect with God and ask God where He needs you to be, you know, and just, you know, don't give up. Rely on God all the time, you know, and just get out of that funk, you know, like you really need to push yourself.
Can I also add, have a good partner?
What?
Have a good partner, your wife?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't want to make sure you make
Oh,
it on
man.
What's her name again?
My wife's name is Paola.
The boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like she's doing a lot of work behind the scenes to me.
She is the backbone of our events because, you know, like I'm pretty much connecting with the creative community. She's connecting with the nonprofits. So she's making sure that she's letting me know, hey, we're going to do this, but they need help in this, you know, or they need to meet this need. And she's very like specific to it. Like she'll tell me straight up, like she will not hold anything back, you know? And she'll tell me like if this idea, if she thinks it'll work or if she thinks if
She's
it's not
honest.
gonna work.
She's
She's
honest.
honest, you know? For her to make a decision on the nonprofits, it's she just has to make sure that it aligns with the vision.
Definitely. I know we're down to our last 4 minutes, but with you being married 12 years and you being married 50 years, and we'll start with the small and then we'll end with the big. What are some just quick, briefly, like a minute, of some of the tips that you found that helped you make it to 12 years and help you and your wife become a team? Because you said at one point in time you guys weren't on the same page.
No.
But now you guys are fused
No.
together like on some Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, you know, the very first years of my marriage, they weren't great. And a lot of it had to do with me. I had a big ego. You know, I was mentally, I wasn't okay. And like gentleman here mentioned, you know, you got to accept that you're not okay to be able to make that change. Seek professional help. You know, at the end of the day, like our relationship has changed so much. And it all had to do with me just accepting that I was wrong. You know, I'm not saying that all the males in the relationships are wrong. It can be the female in the relationship.
Different dynamics.
But you just have to, you know, you have to come to that understanding. Like, if you're not making your significant other happy, what's wrong?
I hear you.
You know? So making that shift was kind of like what changed it all for us. We went in the right direction from there.
Amen. Amen. How about yourself, Mr. Long? What's the sauce? What's some words of wisdom into making it to that long haul, sir? And shout out to Mrs. Long as well.
Yeah.
Dr. Long. my
Dr.
brother.
Janet Long, yes. Well, for sure, it's all about the heart and the response I give, and it's the goodwill, as you. And that's what I find. I'm a giving person,
Yes.
and so is she. So it is a giving and taking you receive. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Amen.
I have one more shout out once again because it went out to all sectors of the society and throughout these 50 states, that National TV Domestic Violence hotline number 1-800-799-7233.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And Mario, one more time, if you could share how people connect with your Instagram if they're interested in donating or participating, modeling, shooting.
They can contact us through Instagram. Our hashtag is Creative Sundays, which is CRE, the number 8, TIVE.Sundays.
Awesome. Awesome.
And this is Robert Porter, Piano Locker with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show. And we are